Can you give us the Cliff Notes?
The Cliff Notes are, man.
Have you studied any kind of a...
He doesn't need to, B. Let's hear just a few of it.
The goal has always been for the most powerful emperors is a one world government. They always wanted a one world government. All the Roman emperors, they try to figure out, they try to do different combinations. How about and they would fall, and a new emperor would come and go, you know what? I'm gonna fucking rule
world
the world
domination. In other words,
I'm not gonna let my soldiers get married. That way, we'll have a stronger army. They have different philosophies. Everyone believed different shit, but they all wanted a one world government. There's no way to have a fucking one world government. Nobody's into that shit.
Right.
Not even other rulers from small countries are like, one world government, that's gonna put me out of a job. Fuck your one world government. People that don't know shit about politics don't want a one world government. Sure. There's no way you're gonna sell a one world government. It's impossible. The only way to make a one world government work is to have the people embrace it. They have to want it, because nobody wants it. So the trick is to make people want it, to embrace it. There's only one way.
I gotta pee.
There's only one way.
Joe, this is very
You're
important.
gonna miss
I've
out
heard
on
this. I know this.
Okay. I don't know.
The only way. And they've known this forever. The Vatican knew this. The Vatican, the Pope wanted to rule the world. They all knew it, but they couldn't do it. They all knew it, but they knew one way, but there's no way how they're going to pull it off.
What's the one way, man?
The only way is if there was some extraterrestrial threat from up above us. That would be the only way to have everyone embrace the one world government. They all knew that for years.
But it didn't work
That's
so far.
the plan. They could never
It's a
make
shitty
it
plan,
work.
though.
They didn't have the technology 500 years ago. The Vatican knew about it. They wanted it. And you go to the Vatican, you see paintings of like
Have you been there?
UFOs with aliens in them. And back when I used to believe in UFOs, but before I figured out that UFOs they want us to believe in UFOs. They're preparing us for a fake alien invasion. That's always been the plan. A one world government. The only way to do it is to get us to embrace it. And the only way to embrace it is from an alien attack. Ronald Reagan talked about it many times at the UN, CFR. He talked about it because wouldn't it make, he looked at all the leaders of the nation, of the world, and said, wouldn't it make our lives easier if we just had some kind of extraterrestrial threat? He said that shit. He said that in front of the UN. Like he's trying to get everybody into
I don't think he ever said that.
No, he said that many times. It's on video many times.
Ronald Reagan?
Ronald
Ever
Reagan.
heard of him, Brian? Ever heard of him?
George
to a lot of
Bush
speeches.
was vice president.
Right.
He was talking about, and there's many videos of him saying, what lies before us. He's in front of the nation doing a State of the Union address, saying what lies before us is the opportunity to forge a new world order, an order. Because he's talking about like it's
Do you think
time.
that means the space is fake?
Yes.
No. When people ask me, why would they fake space? It's always been about a fake alien attack. You can't have a fake alien attack.
I've never heard a politician ever talk about
You can't have a fake alien
attack
attack without space.
But I've never heard a politician
You
talk
have to have
about
space first. So they always, you know who promoted space more than anybody? Who wanted
Nazis.
Who wanted
Scientists.
Nazis?
Russians.
But before the Nazis, you know who wanted
Cavemen.
space?
Aztecs.
No, the Vatican.
Mayans.
The Vatican. They have all the biggest. They have all the astronomers. They're all Jesuit Vaticans. All of them. All the ones that are giving us this information about space. They all come from the Vatican. The Vatican has the most
the
powerful
Vatican said
telescope.
that the Earth-
You know what the name of the
Wait a
Vatican
minute. The
telescope
Vatican
is?
doesn't have the most powerful
Yes, they
telescope.
do. You know what its name is?
What
too?
is it
The
called?
most powerful telescope, the Vatican. And you know what name it is? I've
What?
done the research on YouTube.
on
I have the
YouTube.
links. You know what the name of this? Do you know
Isn't
what the
the biggest
name
one in
of
Chile?
this? The most powerful telescope in the world. It's in the Vatican.
What
Do
is
you know
it?
Lucifer?
Lucifer's
What?
dick balls.
Lucifer?
Lucifer's dick and balls.
I've never seen this fucking telescope.
So there's a bunch of possibilities. The possibility that it looks fake because I'm dumb and because I don't understand anything about the physics of 1/6 Earth's gravity, and it just looks weird because it's shitty film and it's 1969. That's possibility number one. Number two is they fake some things. Or number three is they didn't really have good footage because like you couldn't take film through the airport. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like people would go through those radar detectors, and your film would get jacked, and they weren't responsible.
I
You'd
didn't have
lose-
any film, but I know.
People that I have friends that are photographers, my uncle's a photographer, and he would tell me you can't send the film. Like if you have you take a roll of film and awesome
So
pictures.
how would they get it through?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they did, but I know that some film has been damaged, or maybe it's an urban myth. Maybe find out if film got damaged by those radar things at the
X-ray,
airport.
X-rays.
X-rays.
Jeffrey Epstein.
With what just happened with Epstein, people are, you can't get away with this stuff anymore.
Well, what happened with Epstein, this is what I like about it.
Yeah.
It was so blatant and so
blatant.
outrageous that people go, hey, maybe they did fucking kill Kennedy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They
maybe
absolutely did.
Maybe
and
they
I was
fucking
just
did.
doing shows in Fort Worth, and I was looking at these audiences, and I was going, they'd kill him again.
Yeah.
They'll kill him again. Give these people a couple of shots of tequila, another shot goes right through Kennedy's head.
Well, if there was another one like Kennedy, like
Right.
let's think if someone took over after Trump and this
Yeah.
guy was trying to get rid of the NSA and get rid of the CIA,
Yeah.
and you know, and then there was
going
some
at the
sort of
mafia and industrialists.
and there was
Yeah.
some, and the mafia fucking got him into office in the first place.
100%,
So they
yeah.
were like, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit!
Yeah.
we're the reason why you're here. We rigged Chicago for you." And so then he has this military blunder, the Bay of Pigs, and so then the military's after him. Everybody's hangry.
He
The
says he
Cubans
wants
are
to
angry.
splinter the CIA
Yeah.
into 1,000 pieces and give all like peacetime intelligence gathering capability to the military.
If we had someone like that,
Yeah.
some guy like that, and by the way, he was fucking everything that moved too.
Yeah, I mean, and
It's
he
a
was
different world
doing
back
drugs
then.
and everything.
Woo!
You know, he
He
was
was on
enjoying
meth.
himself.
He was
yeah,
on meth.
That's crazy.
They had a doctor, Dr. Feelgood. That's where the name came from.
And they
the
would
fucking
go,
Motley Crue song.
Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, good. And it was
Yeah.
Kennedy's doctor.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
when being president was a great job.
Well, they all were on it. That's
Yeah.
how they fucking got the party moving.
Yeah, just meth heads.
Busy, man. You
Running,
got things
yeah,
to do. It's
could-
hard.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, listen, this is the argument for Trump being on amphetamines right now.
Yeah,
How the fuck else are you going to run a country?
yeah. You have to be a little amped.
A little amped up.
He's definitely amped.
got a little piece of something.
But I like seeing him. I like seeing him. You know, when he goes big.
what is this? Need Eddie Bravo in here immediately.
Okay, here we go. I'll pull this up here. So this is from his cell. This is inside there. I'll pull these up on the screen. So this was the cell he was in by himself.
Okay.
They said he used a bunch of these orange jumpsuits, which I guess were already in there.
He tied them around his head.
I guess there is a little like spot way up here on the top of the grate where the window is, where you could see maybe there was something up there. But the thing to remember here is that he was about 6 foot tall, 185 pounds. There's one other thing like on this ladder here. There is also some other things I'll get into in just a second that would be easier to use than tying all this shit together. But they showed, there's the other thing here was this. This was about 4 feet off the ground. And they do show a noose, which they're saying was what he used. But as the doctor sort of said, that the noose that they show a picture of, which is what you can see in the top right corner here, which is playing.
Oh, that's
the video.
Dr. Michael Baden. That's that
Yeah.
guy from the HBO autopsy show.
For some reason, I can't. I'll find it in a second. But the picture that shows his actual neck doesn't seem like this noose caused that wound, and it's a little bit lower than it probably should have been.
Oh, Jesus.
So they're showing some of these other. This is some of the pictures of him. This is the bone, his jaw, the holioid bone.
His
I
jaw
think.
was broken?
Well, there's the fracture that they said wasn't consistent with hanging. It's more consistent with a murder or homicide. And he said, this is Baden's words, was that usually he's seen it in maybe like one bone break and sometimes two, but there were 3 fractures. And he says like he's almost never seen that in any of his cases he's ever looked over.
And you would think it would be, if you're going to hang yourself from such a short distance, it would be even harder to get a fracture like that, right? Because you're not like jumping out like in an old Western movie, like Clint Eastwood movie, when they would hang him high.
So the one thing that they also had in here was he left a note.
Oh, Jesus.
The note said like there was like 4 things. It said first that it had the name blurred out, but it said this person left him in a shower locked for an hour. It then said someone else gave him like burnt food, and then bugs were crawling over his hands, and then he just wrote no fun. But there's a ballpoint pen like the one I have in my hand sitting right next to it. And they're like, if you knew he was on suicide watch, you wouldn't give him a ballpoint pen that he could kill himself with.
Jamie, you should be a goddamn detective.
Well, this
for
is what
CSI.
they're saying, and he had his sleep apnea machine was in there. It was you could see an extension cord coming from the hallway into his room that he could have just used that to kill himself and hang himself.
Or the
way
9
easier.
jumpsuits. Why does he have 9 jumpsuits?
Yeah, the jumpsuit thing is freaky. Like they're trying to explain it by bringing in some new witness.
So somehow this is actually a different video that's showing a couple of different things than what I saw this morning. I didn't see this arm thing, and I didn't see the picture of his
But
back.
the arm thing looks like an injection spot. Is that what it looks like?
I guess so. Here's the actual. This is what I saw. Here's the note.
What does it say? Sorry.
So it says, like,
it's not 60 Minutes get their watermark all over it. It's so funny. Sorry, 60 Minutes. Thank you. Thanks for getting this.
So it
What is
says,
it?
kept me in a locked, it's blurred right here. It says the
Right.
name is blurred. Kept me in a locked shower stall for 1 hour. Someone, I don't know the name, sent in burnt food. Giant bugs crawled on my hands, and then no fun. And then they're saying, and then he killed him. But then this ballpoint pen was next to it. That he could have stabbed himself in the neck or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to kill yourself with a pen.
Yeah.
But
Do they get pens?
that's
Not
the-
usually, but this is like a,
High profile
I'll
case.
yeah, I don't know.
It's just
Yeah,
Look,
I don't think you should
look,
have a pen.
It might look. It's bad to say either way if you don't know, and I'm guilty of that 100%. I'm like, that guy didn't kill himself. I'm talking shit though. I'm not talking in terms of like we have to understand. This is really important.
Here's the,
We're doing a podcast. When you're doing a podcast, you don't have to be factually accurate. You just have to talk shit, and hopefully, if you fuck up, you correct it, and it's funny.
Sidebar, South Dakota today started a new campaign, anti-meth campaign, but it is onmeth.com, and meth, we're on it is the slogan. That
Oh
they
my
spent over
God.
450 grand.
I mean,
figuring
there's
this
not
out.
anybody.
What? You spend how much?
450 grand of taxpayer money to figure this out.
Oh my God!
This is
Meth
why people
addiction.
hate the government, because nobody was able to stop this and say, hey, this is not the best.
This is the dumbest fucking ad campaign I've ever seen in my life. Meth, we're on it. That sounds like a fucking Onion article.
It's like a rap song or something. Like a bad rap song.
This is so.
Doesn't it seem like an Onion article?
I love what it says. It goes, South Dakota has a problem. There isn't a single solution because meth is widespread, but we can approach it from different angles so it doesn't take over counties, towns, neighborhoods. Let's work together. Meth, we're on it. God.
What's up with that fucking brown water? Turn that back up. Put that back on. How about you fix that fucking toilet water you got your kids swimming around in?
Yeah.
Look at that water. It's disgusting.
Yeah, meth
you
is
got
probably
more than one problem.
Yeah, meth is not even in the top 10 problems in South Dakota. Meth is what you need to get on to fix the other problems in South Dakota. The whole town council's got to
Yeah,
have some
you need
meth.
to start cleaning.
But Epstein, they just charged guards. I mean, this is hilarious.
Yes.
This is a very funny comic. Nick Mullen on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, this is the justice we all wanted. The guards, you
Well,
know?
no, here's what's
Not
good.
the-
Two prison
yeah.
guards tasked with watching Jeffrey Epstein on night he killed himself. They should fucking charged with falsifying records.
And conspiracy.
And conspiracy. Here's why that's good. Somebody paid those guys, and they're going to sing, or they're going to die. Something's going to happen. Either they're going to take those guys.
I
and
think
they're
it's
gonna-
a way to satiate the public. I don't think I don't think that Barr, the attorney general, has any real desire to get to the bottom of what happened. I mean, this is clearly, obviously, sexual blackmail. Epstein was involved with intelligence, whether it's U.S., whether it's Mossad, it's somebody. His island was a honeypot. He had powerful people in compromising positions. He was probably like an access agent where he would give these intel agencies access to insanely powerful people, ex-presidents, people like that. So there, if you don't want to open up that wound because it's never going to stop bleeding, and guys like Barr who are this is a guy that's participated in multiple cover-ups. I don't think he has any really interest in. He's a lifelong government official. You could say deep state, you could say whatever it is, but he's just a career. His job is to protect the interest of these power factions in Washington, these government agencies. There's no way they open this up. And there was no way that they could have had Jeffrey Epstein in open court pointing fingers at maybe prime ministers and presidents. It would tear countries apart. It would be the biggest political scandal in our lifetime.
I just can't believe they just murked him like that, though. They didn't just murk him; they murked him twice. Here's what I want to know: when he tried to commit suicide the first time, were the cameras broken then too?
Great question. I don't know.
How come we never heard that?
Well, we didn't see any footage of him. I've never seen any footage of him in his cell. I mean, they haven't released any footage of the cameras ever working, right? I mean, from what I can understand.
Did they even comment on it? Remember the first time that he attempted to commit suicide?
I think they got it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. I mean, I think they found him. They transferred him. I don't know if they have photographic evidence of him doing that.
Google what happened the first time Epstein tried to kill himself. Because that's an interesting thing.
And
Like,
where is it's a very interesting.
so do they know for sure? Did they watch the footage and see him tying a rope around his neck?
And then they
put it-
went in and go, next time you got to do it like this. You
Right.
tie the knot stronger. You take off from the chair.
My favorite thing was
Yeah.
the cellmate. The cellmate that they gave him.
Oh yeah, which is like it was a
gorilla.
cop who
gorilla cop.
Yeah, from
a
Westchester.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge skinhead looking dude,
Yeah.
Italian guy,
Coked out.
giant muscles,
Yeah.
who killed a bunch of fucking people
Yeah.
and sold drugs.
just him and Epstein, and they got along.
He was like the Hollywood stereotype of the last guy you would want in your
you'd
fucking
want to be
cell.
in a cell with.
Big Guido,
Yeah.
ex-corrupt cop with giant muscles.
Yeah,
It's
this monster.
And connected to the law. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, if that's the guy, I mean, that would be the guy that, maybe he's the guy who killed him.
who knows?
Thanks for watching. To watch more, subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment.